told y'all I need that. Wagwan goodies, welcome back to my channel. It's your good girl Adore. And guys, when I tell you, I honestly missed y'all so much. Like, it feels kind of weird being on camera again because I haven't been on camera in a while, and it feels weird being in like a new setup in a new room because I've been filming in my old room for the longest, but I am back, guys, and better than ever. So today's video, guys, is going to be a story times because you guys don't business about nothing else, guys. Like, I try to put out so much different content for you guys. I try to put out vlogs, I try to put out just a whole bunch of variety, and when I'm doing business about nothing, and so I guess I might as well just come on here and give y'all a story time. Today's story is going to be about the time my stepsister set me up. This video is not to bash anybody or to, you know, just cause any problems. Me and my stepsister, we are good now, so yeah, I don't want anyone in the comments to like say anything crazy or anything because, you know, it's still family. We are on good terms now. I just want that to be known before we get into the story time. Before we get into the story time, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Not forget to turn on your post notifications so you guys are notified when your good girl posts, because I honestly feel like YouTube is not notifying you guys when I do post for some reason, and I don't know why. But please turn on your notifications so you guys are notified when I do post. Do not forget to follow me on all my social media. That is my Twitter and my Instagram, because I'm popping on there and you guys should follow me on there. Yeah, no more rambling on. Let's just jump into this video. So this story happened about, this was summer 2017. Yes, I remember exactly because this trip I was supposed to go with this girl I'm no longer friends with. She ended up going to Jamaica probably like a week before I was supposed to come down, and the whole plan was for us to basically spend the rest of the trip together. I basically ended up getting the place and everything, paying for like just a whole bunch of stuff for the girl not to even come to the parish that I was in. So off the bat, I was already really annoyed on this trip because it did not go as planned. In Jamaica, I have so much family out there, I just had to make it work. She flopped on me. The girl I was friends with flopped on me. I was like, okay, that's fine. At least I have my stepsister, because every time I go to Jamaica, every time I used to go to Jamaica, I would spend majority of my time with my stepsister. Either way, we are in like close in age, and we always ended up having fun together. Like, honestly, the best times I've had in Jamaica was with her. So I'm just thinking that, okay, since I'm just gonna have to make this trip work, I might as well just spend it with her. But this time it was not giving what it was supposed to give. At this time, my stepsister started dating this guy. Obviously, you know how that got. Like, when females get in relationships, things do change because it's no longer just them. It always ends up kind of being like them and that person. Me thinking that it's going to be like old times and we're just gonna spend time together and just have a fun time, hot girl summer. It didn't really turn out that way, because anytime I would plan something with her or want to do something with her or go out with her, she would always end up inviting her boyfriend with us. It was understandable because her boyfriend did drive, and in Jamaica having somebody with a car is like a golden ticket because that will save you so much money on like travel, and you'll just be able to do more because you don't have to depend on taxi or nothing. You could just have that person drive you wherever. I don't really mind the fact that she had a boyfriend. It's just the fact that she was not how she used to be, let's just say that. So one night I told my stepsister that I wanted to go to this popular club in Motel called Pier 1 night, and you know, obviously she's like, okay, she's gonna ask her boyfriend if he wants to take us there or if he wants to come so he could also take us there. She asked her boyfriend, you know, if he could take us there and if he's down to come with us, and he's like, yeah, no problem, I could take you guys there, whatever. He also mentioned that he most likely will invite his friends with us to go to Pier 1, so I didn't really mind because I was like, okay, whatever, more the merrier, I guess. And my stepsister's boyfriend ends up, you know, picking us up, and we go down to meet him. So we get into the car, and I noticed like his friends are not there. So he's like, oh, his friends are just gonna meet us at the club or whatever, and that's that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we finally get to Pier 1, and as we're walking to like the entranceway, we see my friends walking towards us. So, you know, I'm like, okay, cool, everybody's here. I can't even tell you guys how these guys looked, because I don't know if it was because it was nighttime or what, but I couldn't like really take in the faces of the guys. Two of his friends that ended up coming, so I really could not describe how they looked because I did not remember. I don't know why, but I just could not remember what these boys really look like. I just didn't know what they look like. They come to us, they approach us, and you know, my stepsister's boyfriend introduced me to his friends, and I was like, oh, this is so and so, and you know, they said hi or whatever. I don't know what it was, but like the vibe was just not there. Like, I think the vibe, maybe because like they never met me before or they were shy, I don't know what it was, but they just gave me really weird energy. The entranceway to get into Pier 1, and we go to security, and the security basically tells us that it's 1,000 Jamaican dollars to get in, which is basically $10 Canadian, the club. So I'm like, okay, cool. So when I look behind me now, my stepsister's man's friends acting all nervous. They're contemplating, talking with each other, contemplating like what they should do.
Can we please?
Just like, what going over here, sir? Like, are we going in or are we not going in? Like, they're looking all nervous, like they're not trying to really pay the $10 to get in. So in my mind, I'm just like,
broke people should never laugh.
This is what my stepsister bring around me. Like, is she serious? Like, what kind of broke man this? Like, you guys can't pay $10 to get into a club? Like, what the hell? And please, I don't want nobody in the comments coming for me. I know in Jamaica it's rough. I know it's very rough, but $1,000 to get in, like, it should not be that big of a deal. And if you guys had an issue with that, you guys shouldn't even bother coming out, because everybody knows Pier 1 is not free to get in. So the fact that they came out and didn't think they were gonna pay money to get in is just like really crazy to me. So they were gonna pay to get in or what? Like, I'm trying to get in, like, these, okay, we're just gonna pay. So they ended up paying. So we get in the club or whatever, everything was cool. Probably like an hour or two into the night, the friends ended up coming next to me and was like asking me questions about myself, how long I'm gonna be in Jamaica for, and like my name and how old I am and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm having conversation with him, we're conversing. Like I said, I don't know if it was because it was so dark, I don't know what it was, but I could not tell you guys what this man looked like. His stature, like the way he was, his frame and his build, he came off like a cute guy. So I'm just assuming that he's decent. I don't know if God was putting a blindfold over my eyes or what, but I really couldn't even tell you how this man really looked. So even though he was talking to me, I was like trying to like navigate what he really looked like. It was like one of the strangest things, like, to be honest. We're enjoying ourselves, we're dancing, having fun or whatever. So it reaches like the end of the night and the club is done. The side of the road, I think we ended up going to pick up like jerk chicken at the side of the road or something. While we were waiting for our food to be made, the same friend that was talking to me in the club was like, oh, do you have a number? Like, where can I reach you? In my head, I was like, I was not trying to give this boy my number because I'm like, this boy couldn't even pay $10, 1,000 Jamaican dollars for reaching party, and want my number. Give him my WhatsApp number because that is totally different from my actual number. So he wouldn't feel like I'm styling him or trying to embarrass him in front of people. So I'm like, okay, here's my WhatsApp number. Probably 2 days passed. The place I was staying at, I was in like a villa, and the villa had a pool inside of it. Having like a little thing, a little get together with like my stepsister, cousins and stuff, and we had like a little pool party. Of course, my stepsister ended up inviting her boyfriend, and lo and behold, her boyfriend comes with the same friend from the night. So I'm like, okay. And this time it was more, it wasn't like daytime, but it was like afternoon. I was like, okay, that's good. So now I could actually see what the friend looks like. I guess to see what he looks like in the daylight. I'm there in the pool, comes up to me by the pool and like is like, oh, how are you, and like, you know, talking to me, being all sweet and stuff. I get to really see his face and I'm like, okay, not really my type. He's okay, like I've seen worse. We're there chilling. My stepsister's boyfriend's like, oh, tomorrow night, like, you have anything planned or anything? And I'm like, no, I don't have anything planned. He's like, oh, we're gonna take you guys somewhere. So I'm like, okay. So the next day flies in and I'm asking my stepsister like, oh, do you know like where they're gonna take us, like what we're gonna do? And she's like, no, I don't know. And she's like, he didn't really tell me anything, so I don't know what we have planned. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'll pick us up or whatever. So, you know, I get ready and everything, get cute. So they pick us up, the car with them, and I'm just like asking like, what are we doing? Like, I'm just curious because I'm like, he didn't say anything, so I'm like, okay, weird, but okay. We ended up going to, I guess, his house, my stepsister's man's house first. Him and my stepsister ended up leaving the car and they went to go inside for a little bit. As they're inside the house, me and the friend are talking, trying to like fill me out, ask me questions about myself. You know how guys are, like anytime they get you in a private setting, they just start to get a little too comfortable. and he started getting like really touchy-feely, and I'm just like, like, this is what you guys have for me, like this is what you guys set up. I'm there in the car with him, you know, trying to like move away from him a little bit. Like, I'm trying to give him like signs that I'm not like, you know. Jamaican men are very forward and they are very touchy-feely, especially when they're like somebody. It's just really awkward. And after a while I started noticing that my stepsister and her man were like in the house for a long time, checking my phone to see the time, and like time just kept going by. Like, we were literally in the car for at least 2 hours waiting for them. How she just leave me out here? Like, what are you guys doing that you have to be in the house for 2 hours? It's just getting really touchy-feely. I'm getting really irritated.
I'm having a fucking panic attack right now. I need to calm the fuck down because I'm having a panic attack.
And like, Mosquito bite me up because we're in the car and like her boyfriend's house is kind of like in the bushes. Bite me up in the car. This man is touching me. I'm getting irritated. Like, I try to call my stepsister, she's not answering her phone. So I'm like, you guys are messed up for this still. And I like, they finally come back to the car, you know, and they have like this smirk on their face. Like, I don't know what they was doing up there, but I know they wasn't praying. That's all I know. Like, she's asking me like, are you okay, sis? It took you so long. Like, what are you guys doing up there? Like, I try to call you and everything. And she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't hear my phone, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. The night was not over. So we end up driving into the town. Just pulled into like this parking spot in like some little alleyway. It was near like a hotel or something. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what I'm going right now. We get to this hotel. My sister's boyfriend's like, oh, we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit. We follow him and he takes us into a hotel, like this little deggy hotel. So I'm just like looking around like, what the hell is this? Like, what kind of hotel, motel you're bringing me to? He talks to, I guess, the manager of the motel. So I'm like, okay. We get up to a room. He opens the door. The room literally has like one big bed and like a TV in it.
The ghetto!
And it just looks so like brought down. Like, you could tell like it's one of those very cheap motels. Like, so I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? Like first you guys have me up in the car for 2 hours straight. Now you guys are bringing me to this motel. Like, wagwan. Like, sister and her man leaves me in the room with the friend and it's like, we're just gonna go get something and come back and get you guys. Just stay here. To my sister, I'm like, where are you going? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't want to be here. Like, you know, we're just gonna run. We'll be back like 10 minutes. We'll be back. Better be back, because I don't know what the hell you have me like. And I want to go home. And she's like, okay, don't worry, like, I'll be back, like, give me 10 minutes. Sit on the bed in the motel, right? And the friend comes and sits next to me. Like, what is about to happen right now? Like, what the hell is about to happen? Man is there trying to like touch me up and like start kissing on me and
Girl, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing?
I'm like, I really want to go. Like, I don't feel comfortable. And I'm just like looking at this guy. I'm like, on top of that, this guy is not my type, so I'm not attracted to this guy in no way. On top of that, like, I just met this guy like literally 3 days ago. They already have me like in a motel with this man, and I'm just like getting really irritated. So I started calling my sister. I'm like, where the hell are you? Like, where are you? You said you're gonna be back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes done passed and she's not here. So she's like, oh, I soon come, sis, just wait. And telling her like, this man's trying to come on to me, I'm not feeling it with this stranger, like I don't know this guy from nowhere, like I literally just met this guy and you have me here. And she's like, no, don't think like that. Like, so this man's still trying to come on to me. I'm literally telling him like, I'm not feeling you. I don't know if I gave you the wrong impression, I don't know what it was, but I'm not feeling this. And he's just like,
come on, like, you know, I really like you. And
he takes off his shirt. The chest hair alone made me want to throw up. This man's chest literally looked like Wolverine. Like, guys, I know guys are probably like, why does this girl always get in these situations when it comes to guys? I could honestly tell you, I don't know how I always end up in these awkward situations with these men like this. Even being friendly, it's dangerous nowadays to even be friendly to men, because they always take your kindness or you being nice to them as a gateway to get into your panties. Like, I never gave this man any ideas. I never made it seem like I was into him in that way. And I guess, I don't know if he's not used to girls being nice to him or what, but he obviously took that as something else. So over it, like I was like, no, like why already hell enough. Like I already went through enough crap dealing with being stood up by a friend, and then now my stepsister has me in this situation with this creepy ass man, and I really had to like calm her down. I was like, you better come or I'm like, shit's about to back off. And it was just so awkward between me and him. So she ends up coming probably like 20 minutes after that. The way I felt towards her, I was so disgusted. Like I had this look of disgust just looking at her, because I'm like, you're supposed to be my sister, and besides that, she's supposed to be my older her. At this time I was like 19, she was like 22. You're supposed to look after me. Like, how could you put me in a situation like this? I never hanged out with her for the rest of that trip, because you're supposed to be family, and the fact that you put me in that situation because of your man shows me your character. It did change a lot in the relationship I had with her, because my stepsister used to be really close back in the day. I never thought in a million years that she would be the one to put me in like a weird position like that. That trip overall was a big eye-opener for me. I forgave her after this situation, probably like a year after it happened. It changed our relationship completely, because I don't speak to her as much as I used to. I don't think I'll ever really be the same as it was, because in the day, that thought is still in the back of my mind. If you could do that, I don't know what else you could do. After that, I never spoke to that guy. I deleted his number out of my WhatsApp so fast. I was so freaking disgusted. I didn't necessarily cuss off my stepsister, but I like told her like, don't ever in a room with that boy ever again. Like, I don't want to be near him. And I cussed off her boyfriend too, because I'm like, the fact that you guys both set this up, like, I was just like, yeah, don't ever bring me around that man ever again. You are dead to me. Like, I don't even care if you're my sister's boyfriend or what. I was just over it. Like, I was done with all of them, to be honest. Yeah, he was a dog shit for that. After that, I ended up spending any more time with her on my trip, and I probably had like 5 days remaining of that trip. So I just spent that trip like relaxing and doing stuff like with my stepfather and stuff. Like, yeah guys, that is the end of the story time. I've ended up in these situations a few times. I feel like that's why now I'm very peril when it comes to just going certain places with certain people, because I know what it's like to be in certain situations, and I try to avoid it as much as possible. I think I might be traumatized from going out with people and men, especially in private settings. So anymore, I stopped doing it actually, and I stopped being so friendly to certain people because people are crazy. The moral of this story, goodies, is just to be safe. Be always on alert. If you are not comfortable in a certain situation, make sure you take yourself out of the situation before it reaches to an awkward point. If you're with somebody and you're not feeling the vibe, just leave, because like I said, you don't want to end up in a terrible situation. And like I said, there's too much mad people out here for you to be careless when it comes to who you surround yourself with. And also the friends that you have, the family that you have around you, just make sure they're people that are trustworthy, because you never know what might happen and you never know who might be the cause of certain things happening. Guys, that is the end of my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did miss coming back on camera and, you know, sharing my story with you guys, and hopefully I will try to be a little bit more consistent. Yes, I'll see you in my next one. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye, goodies.